Welcome to the Service Management Show from the team here at Ethicode. My name is Gary Blower. I'm a IT Service Management Practice Lead with Ethicode. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about customer experience for service management teams. And I'm joined by Charlotte. Would you like to introduce yourself, Charlotte?
Hi, thank you, Gary. I'm Charlotte Aleksandrowicz. I work for Elements Apps based in France. And I'm the partner manager for a bit more than a year and a half now.
Excellent. Right. So what we're going to do today is just talk a little bit about what customer experience is. We'll talk a little bit about XLAs, which is something that you may or may not have come across. And we'll just sort of discuss about some of the stuff you can do with things like Jira, for example, to help you sort of track those XLAs. But so first of all, start with the basics. What do we mean by customer experience in a service management context?
Customer experience is really important nowadays. Like companies like Salesforce, they built reports on that last year, and they say that 80% of customers say that the experience is really core in what they are looking for. Even if you provide a great service in terms of quantity, if the quality behind it is not good, basically they will just switch to another service and try something else. I mean, like it's kind of the same for every people. If you're going to a really good restaurant, if the food is good, but the waiter or the service is bad, you won't go back. So it's kind of the same as well for customer experience in Jira Service Management.
That's a really good analogy, actually, about with the restaurant. Think about it, and I've kind of as part of some research on this topic, I've noticed that it's almost something that the service management community is playing catch up on. As you said, there's so much focus on the quality of the delivery in terms of meeting an SLA, get it done by this time, being quick, and less focus on the outcome and the experience for the customer. What sort of ways can we find out from the customer what their experience has been?
So basically, this has been theorized with what we call the watermelon effect. Mm-hmm. So basically, the watermelon effect is that maybe you have SLA in your Jira Service Management. Mm-hmm. So if you check all the box with the time remaining and stuff like that, this is green, but it doesn't mean that the customer had a really good experience. So it's red on the inside. Mm. So basically, the goal is to be more like a kiwi. So green outside and green inside as well, to be sure that we provide a complete and full experience, whether on the quantitative side of it with the SLAs, but taking more into account different topics and categories to be sure that the customer is also really happy with its experience. It's basically taking the customer or the employee from a product perspective or centric view to a more human-centric user experience based on their needs and what they really want, and to be sure that they are happy with the service.
Okay, and I've read that, in terms of customer experience, the restaurant analogy is very good as well that you gave. The sorts of thing people are looking for are sort of, if they speak to someone, they want it to be in a kind of friendly tone. They want to feel valued in the conversation they have. They want to feel like they're being listened to. They want the communication to be two-way and accurate. These are the kinds of traits, aren't they, that customers are looking for? Yeah,
people are really with all of COVID and stuff like that, we are more like in a dematerialist world now. So basically the interaction between people are more and more important. And that's where we need to add values and to the customers to feel like he's being listened to. Mm-hmm. And improve his global experience as well.
Cool. Now, I used the term earlier about XLAs and SLAs. First of all, what is an XLA and what sort of measures can we use to actually track XLAs?
So basically, XLAs are experience level agreement. So it's really how to deliver satisfaction and value. So we're not putting aside SLA. It's really important to know that we are taking SLA. It's taking them beyond what it currently is. So basically, you have to take into account 3 different types of data. You have to take into account experience data based on sentiment and shape of experience, but also the operational data and the technical data, so classical SLA. So with our new app, the marketplace elements Pulse, we decided to take into account 3 or 4 different types of insights. So we take the customer satisfaction. So it's really to evaluate the user contentment, with the supports we provided through loyalty satisfaction metrics. So with that, we have a survey part, and we currently analyze CSAT, NPS. We have the second measure we take into account is service quality, to really measure the effectiveness of the support through request volume, through response time, efficacy, and abandonment rate as well. That's something that's really important. The third metric is the classical SLA, because it's still really important to know the timeliness and accuracy of the response the service provided. And last but not least, also the productivity of the team. Assess the efficiency in resolving request issue, considering the first contact resolution, the frequency of the follow-up. Basically, that's all the things that we gather to build the overall numbers. But we can also taking into account only 1 or 2 different types, depending on the focus, but also where the customers are in their XLA journey.
And those kind of 4 different, I'll call them metrics, for want of a better word, those kind of 4 different metrics you talk about, they kind of give you that overall view then, don't they, for the customer experience?
Yes, basically we have in the product, we have that 4 core types of metrics. We have another part on survey where you can build your own survey. So currently we have CSAT and NPS included in the app. And then when you have all those data, it's really important for the IT teams, the support teams, to have actionable, metrics. Like when you have the data, what do you do with them? How do you improve? And we have also a goal parts in the app, so you can see where you were in the past, where you were last month, and where do you want to get. It's really important that we also project ourselves in the future for the service management team, and really see what they want to achieve in the future.
Okay, yeah, interesting. And I know many of us, when we fill in a request for something, we purchase something, we get sent these surveys to complete. Often they're either Net Promoter Score surveys, which is the, would you recommend this service to somebody else type things, and there's the customer satisfaction ones, aren't there, the CSATs? And you mentioned in your development of the Pulse app, so you support both of those, don't you? Was there a conscious decision to do that? Is it common for most companies to use both types of survey?
Yeah, basically we build the apps by doing interviews of customers and partners inside the ecosystem, but also outside of the ecosystem, to really know the bigger picture of XLAs. So these are the 2 most common types of survey. CSAT are built within Jira, so it's a really native function. So we take into account the native Jira CSAT results, and customers can also so the IT manager can also build inside our apps the NPS, and he can build different types of NPS that are currently triggered manually. And in the future, we are planning to implement different types of survey, because we know that's a really important part. So basically, the IT manager will be empowered by creating the right survey for his team and for the needs for its needs.
Yeah, and obviously different service management use cases would use different levels of survey, wouldn't they? An internal service desk, I imagine the survey would be quite light.
Yeah.
Whereas an external customer one, you'll probably want more information back.
Yes, and that's a way of improvement. And basically, in the coming weeks, there will be more on that topics with the apps. That's really a developing part. But what we really want to do with the product is really to co-construct and co-build the roadmap with feedbacks from customers, from partners, from people who used or tried the app. It's really important for us to co-construct it.
Okay, cool. And it's worth mentioning. So the Elements Pulse app that Charlotte's mentioned there, it's brand new, isn't it? It's like super duper new. It's only just been released.
Yeah, it has just been released on the marketplace at the beginning of June 2024. So for the moment, it's more like an MVP product, and we really want to take it further and to continue investing on it.
And that's what you're saying. You almost want customer feedback for your app, so that then you can feed that back into the loop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important for us to stick to the market needs and to the user needs, because they are the field and they will be the one using the app. So it's really important that it's really they use it and it's fit their needs.
I'm going to ask you a really sort of difficult question now, sort of looking forward, and thinking about XLAs and the way and your app. How do you see things like AI and chatbots affecting things like customer experience? Do you think people will become jaded by them, and so customer experience will be more of a challenge, or do you think it's something that can be used to kind of empower customer experience?
I really do think that AI it's complementary from XLA, and we can definitely work on combining the two of it. It's really important also for the customers to have a human, I would say, behind it. So I don't see it as an opposite two things, but it's more like a combination of the two that can create like good customer experience.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting, because I know, again, some of the research I did before the show, I was reading things, there's quite a lot of, particularly people in the customer experience field, there's one body that are looking at it, as you said, as an opportunity, as a complementary experience. And there's another body that's looking at it thinking, actually, people are going to become, because chatbots have been around for a while and people generally hate chatbots, so it's interesting. But yeah, I think as these AIs become more natural, I think people will become more welcoming of them, if you like. As long as you're getting the result you want from it, and you can speak to a human if you need to. If the AI is intelligent enough to solve your problem, then why not enhance the experience? Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. If an AI can solve your problem, why not? If the customer is happy with his experience, like it's a win-win situation. So surely.
Definitely. Okay. Right. So, and do you want to sort of finish up? We'll just talk a little bit. You mentioned the app a few times, Elements Pulse on the marketplace. So, it's only just been released. I appreciate that. But what sort of feedback have you had already from customers?
So basically, one of the biggest feedback we currently have is that on Elements Plus, to trigger the survey, for the moment, it's really a manual. It's manual. You have to go in the action menu button on the side and trigger it. So the development team is already working with the compatibility with automation to automate that part as well. We had also feedbacks on creating more types of surveys. So the team will really concentrate on that part to be sure that we stick to their needs as well. And so from there, we'll see as well. We have a lot of ideas, but we'll just see the traction and the feedback from customers and users to really improve the app. And that's where you will be all important for us.
Definitely. And I know with any kind of app, particularly kind of app that's collecting data, there's always a concern about where the data's held and how secure it is. But the beauty of your app is it's a Forge app, which means the data just sits within your instance. Nothing leaves your instance, does it? And that's the
yes, Yes, completely. At Elements, we really think we are really part of the Atlassian progress and development, and we try to stick with them as well on that side. So all our new apps will be built on Forge. Yes, Elements Pulse is a Forge app, and it's trying to get inside the bug bounty program as well to be sure that we have all the security and privacy compliancy. And as a company, we built a trust center for people who wants to know what we are doing with data and who are the third parties, software and everything. And we also have the SOC 2 Type 2 certification to reassure customer with security and privacy.
Excellent. So where can people find out more about Elements Pulse?
So basically, if they want to have more knowledge about XLA, what it is, how to use them, and to try to evaluate also where they are in the customer experience scales, we have blog posts on our website that they can read. And if they want to discuss as well with us, the product manager, Mathilde, is open for discussions. I'm also available for a chat and for a demonstration. And obviously the app is available on the marketplace.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Right. So I think we'll wrap things up there. So just leaves me really to thank Charlotte for joining me on this chat about customer experience. A few things, bit of housekeeping really. So if you enjoy these podcasts, I know they're on LinkedIn and YouTube and all kinds of places. Do share them with your colleagues and friends, and do leave us feedback in the comments. We do read all the feedback we get. Do like and subscribe to the video if you're on one of those platforms where you can do that. So just thanks very much for joining us again this month. We'll be back next month with another service management show. So I do hope you'll join us then.
Thank you.